Mike Lindsley with you here for an ML Sports Take. It's all brought to you by our good friends at Stanley Law Offices, Rosie's Corner, and Burton Ace Hardware. Just an absolutely brutal loss for the Bills at home. I mean, the Buffalo sports weekend, Western New York sports weekend continues, and it's just Buffalo sports at its best, let's be honest. I mean, this team was up double digits. The key moment in the game, second half, Bills had a 4th and 2, and they decided to go for it. Why? It would have been a 2-possession lead either way, but it's a different 2-possession at 13 points as opposed to 10 points. So they go for the first down. Josh Allen throws another horrendous pick, and then the Vikings have new life. The Vikings kept coming at the Bills. The Bills were super relaxed, and I rewind it back to halftime. If you watch Jordan Phillips and a few of the Bills, kind of jiving off the field, going like this, going nuts, what? You still had a whole half to play. What are you doing? Why are you so cocky? Is the hype and expectation thing getting to their heads where they think they're actually better than they are? Because right now, this team is A, not a Super Bowl contender, B, a team that's not looking good for home field advantage, and C, they're losing to teams when they have a double-digit lead. And Kirk Cousins, oh, by the way, you got Kirk Cousins to do what Kirk Cousins does. The problem is your quarterback did the same thing. 2 interceptions for Kirk Cousins today. Josh Allen threw his 2 interceptions. And I'm sorry, Josh Allen had, quick math here, 414 yards from scrimmage. That's nice. It basically gets erased in my book because he threw 2 interceptions. And when you think about this, the other big problem is the defense. The defense twice let them down big time. Number one, that 4th and 18 play. I mean, can you cover Justin Jefferson? I mean, can you double him? Can you just do something to make an attempt to try and make this guy not catch the ball? I mean, where is the Leslie Frazier adjustment, right? I mean, for a long time during the game, they had Christian Benford on him, and he kept getting roasted, and then finally Frazier started switching things up. It was Dane Jackson. It was others. You know what? Bring an extra safety. Bring some heat. Do something. Not bring some heat, but bring safeties up, because we know the Bills tried to bring heat in the beginning of the game. They got torched by Jefferson as well. It could just very well be that Justin Jefferson is such a good football player that you can't stop him in any situation, but I'd rather double him up and let somebody else beat me at that particular point. Just terrible decision-making, by the Bills in this game, coaching in this game. The defense also let them down in another area where they can't stop the run. This team can never stop the run. The Jets ran all over them last week. They're going to get run all over next week with Nick Chubb. They got run all over the place today with Dalvin Cook. I mean, you know what's coming in a lot of spots. And Dalvin Cook just gets 7, 8, 9 yards at a time. He averaged 8.5 yards per carry today. 119 yards, 14 carries, and a touchdown. I mean, another 100-yard game for the Bills defense. This is just absolutely asinine with how much defense. How much of a lack of a run defense this team has. There were a couple of bright spots on defense, I guess. I mean, Damar Hamlin, had 11 tackles, 8 of them were solo. Matt Milano at times was pretty good. I mean, they got 4 sacks on Cousins as well. This whole game to me, in my opinion, came down to the Buffalo Bills when they didn't kick the field goal. If they had kicked the field goal, I mean, the writing was on the wall right there, right? I mean, you're up 27-17, and if you kick the field goal, you're up, and you're up to, they need 2 touchdowns. Oh, by the way, the Vikings also handed the Bills another big break when it was 27-23, the missed extra point. I mean, what in the world, it was 27-23. It would have been a 3-point game at 27-24. They missed the extra point, then they still needed a touchdown to beat the Bills and take the lead. So this was an absolute joke of a situation for the Bills. A game that they absolutely threw away. Of course, I give a little credit to the Vikings. I mean, my God, they've got great players like Dalvin Cook, Justin Jefferson, Zadarius Smith. I know that. But you're up double digits at home. You're the Super Bowl favorites. Give me a break, man. You got to kick that field goal. You got to go up 13. And, I thought that the Bills were in major danger, even just at halftime, because I saw the look and I saw what was going on with those guys running off the field, and I said, you better hang on here and not get too cocky and close this thing out. Well, guess what? This is what happened. They got too cocky. They backed off a little bit. They had every break in the book. I mean, they gave Davis play. I mean, they gave Davis, but it was an incomplete pass, right? I mean, all these different things that happen, right? The penalties again. I mean, rearing their ugly head. I mean, look at Jordan Phillips with the offside. Spencer Brown with that hold on the Allen run. I mean, the penalties on both sides of the ball, they're just not buttoned up. They're just not disciplined. Sean McDermott is losing his mind on the sidelines. I mean, how do you not kick a field goal? How does this team have all these penalties again? Both sides of the ball. It's absolutely absurd that the Buffalo Bills lost this football game. And now you've got a real challenge here because the Kansas City Chiefs won again today. They're hot. They're still the team to beat in the AFC. They're still the best team in the NFL, by the way. I know a lot of Bills Mafia people want to tell me about the Buffalo Bills being like this elite #1 team in the NFL. Well, they're not, okay? The Kansas City Chiefs are. The Kansas City Chiefs are the ones who have actually been to 2 Super Bowls the last few years, and they've actually won a Super Bowl. The Bills have done nothing. They have accomplished nothing so far with this regime other than changing the culture and then, obviously breaking the drought and then making the playoffs multiple times and being a really, really, really good team. Right now, they're not elite. I'm not saying that they can't be elite a few weeks from now or by the time the season ends, but right now, they're not elite. And the fact of the matter is, now you've got a major challenge because if you want home field advantage and you want it to go through Orchard Park, I've said for a long time, the safe number is 14-3. Well, guess what? They've already got 3 losses. Does anybody think the Bills are going to win out against Cleveland, at Detroit, at New England, Jets at home, Dolphins at home, at Bears, at Bengals, Patriots at home? I don't think so. They should win most of those games, but let's be honest, the way the Bills are playing right now, I've gone from picking them and feeling good about them every game to literally feeling like they might not be able to beat their next opponent. Again, not saying the season's over. I'm not saying that they can't be elite. I'm not saying that Josh Allen can't correct this. Last year at this time, they had 2 losses that were really devastating. Around the same time, the Titans lost at the 1-yard line, the Jaguars game. I get all that. But right now, this is a different team. You've got Von Miller now. This was a home game. Last week should have been the wake-up call. You're up double digits. Coaching failed them. Josh Allen failed them. The defense was brutal. Big plays given up all over the place. Can't stop the run. All kinds of problems. Penalties on both sides. And the Bills have a lot of work to do. And now Cleveland comes into Buffalo. And Nick Chubb, one of the best running backs in the NFL, is on that roster. So this is just a devastating day, and Bills Mafia, if that ruined your weekend, I don't blame you. Mike Lindsley with you here. It's an ML Sports Take brought to you by our great friends at the Allen Angus Pub, the Syracuse Fitness Store, Carvel of North Syracuse, and myhottub.com. Like this video, subscribe to my channel, and as I always tell you, enjoy the games.